It's always a lot quieter.
Oh no!
What is that?
Why you gotta play that? That's the Winter Soldier soundtrack.
It is.
Oh shit!
Oh
Shit! It's about to go down!
Shit.
Oh no!
It's about to go down!
He's up top, right here, on me.
Got him!
Okay, my shots were not hitting those.
Woo, baby! That's 2 bayonet kills that fight. You're back now. Get back here. Yep, see him. Dead. Good shot.
Good.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Hello, guys. Hello! Brendan, I just got raided. I have 1,000 people watching me right now.
1,000?
Yeah, 1,200 people.
It'd be cool to kind of hang out and talk through some character creation, see what you guys are thinking about doing for characters. I don't think we really did this as much for Starfinder and like got together and like actually made characters together.
No, yeah, we didn't at all.
I think everybody kind of had an idea of what they wanted beforehand, and it was just like submitted their character sheets to me. But sometimes it's fun to kind of play off each other's ideas and stuff, kind of get together for it. So everybody here, I think Justin, you haven't played Fallout, or have you played?
Correct.
Okay, so I think everybody else has played Fallout quite a bit.
At least to some extent. 4
Yeah,
and
to some
76.
extent.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And then I grew up with
So-
Dalton, so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys
that's a
hear
big
about
one.
all the time.
Yep.
But
Fallout-
yeah, I mean the basic
Fallout 1,
premise for
2,
Fallout.
3, New Vegas 4, 76.
Yeah.
Play them all.
Yeah, he's a big Fallout guy.
I
Yeah,
am.
but the premise for Fallout obviously is that post-apocalyptic wasteland, the U.S. and China did the whole nuclear annihilation thing, and there's big chunks of the world that are basically destroyed by radiation. So it's very much like what is it, like 2733 or something, like we're like hundreds of years into the future, but society's been destroyed by nuclear missiles in large part. So a lot of people went underground and lived in vaults. Some people stayed topside and got kind of weird. There are things like super mutants and raiders and robots and apparently aliens running around. All
Mhm.
kinds of cool stuff. Fun characters.
Yeah,
to
the
choose
borders really shut down after the world shut
Oh.
down.
From. Yeah,
So a lot of
That was-
aliens everywhere.
we stopped. We stopped keeping them out. But yeah, and it's kind of it's similar to a lot of other. I mean, it's Fallout really is like an RPG. Like when you build a character in the game, you're like picking your stats and your class and your abilities and stuff. So it's all about the acronym SPECIAL, which are your 7 stats, which are just strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. So you've got those are the 7 stats that basically you base everything off of. And then there's a number of skills that you can use. I don't think athletics is part of the game normally.
No.
It's
I think
athletics
pretty
is
much-
oh yeah. Oh, you mean
Agility.
normally.
Agility is athletics.
Well, I'm just looking at like the skills, and I'm
Skills.
just like I think pretty much everything else is what it would be in the game. You know, like your barter skills, your ability to buy and sell items. Big guns is using big guns, energy weapons, melee, small guns.
Yeah, and all of that can
Throwing,
be found on page 44 of the rulebook if you have any questions about what each of those special attributes does mechanically wise. Most of them should make sense. And then all the skills are also listed out to let you know what each of them does more specifically. So if you pull up the rulebook and go to page 44, it goes through and lists all those. It's even got a nice little table that gives like a 1-sentence description of each of them.
I think
Actually,
what is
just
it? All of
page
your stats start at 4.
5.
Or is it 5? 5?
Yeah. Yeah, if you
All
want
of
me,
your
I mean,
stats-
if you want to, yeah, never mind. Let's say I can just read through that stuff if you want, or
No, I mean you're fine. I was just gonna say that all of your stats I think start at 5, and then what you get like a certain number of points.
yeah.
Spend
Each
on all
attribute
of them.
starts with a rank of 5. You get to spend 5 points across your 7 attributes to increase them to a maximum of 10 each. And you can reduce any attribute from 5 to 4 to gain a point to increase in any other attribute. But that would be step 2 of the character creation summary. So
Oh, gotcha. What's the first step?
choosing your origin.
Okay.
So choosing your origin, that's basically what kind of character you're playing as. That's your more or less your race, your class, not necessarily your class. That kind of has more to do with your starting equipment more so, but it's a big part of it. So
It's kind of like your race. I mean,
yeah, it's more your race.
It's your race and background. So like you can choose to be part of the Brotherhood of Steel, which are the guys that get to wear the big metal suits of power armor. But they could be scientists or soldiers. But they're basically trying to scavenge the wastelands and acquire technology for themselves so that they can, and not necessarily for themselves, I guess, for the betterment of humankind, for the most part. But the Brotherhood of Steel is kind of like a military organization. And then you can also choose to be a ghoul. So ghouls are like either people who didn't go underground when the bombs fell and sort of died and woke up again, or they've suffered enough radiation to slowly become ghouls over time. There's a variety of ways you could probably become a ghoul, but you are just like you're an undead person essentially, which is cool because it means that radiation doesn't affect you the same way it does everybody else, or at least not human characters. I guess most of these other things are probably immune to radiation too, but ghouls are cool. Ghouls, I think your backgrounds are more like living above ground, like you're like a. I think you get to be like a farmer or like a scrapper or something. Like if you're a ghoul, those are your kind of like backgrounds. Super mutants are the big guys. They are in the games pretty much exclusively enemies. You do meet a couple of friendly super mutants every once in a while, but they are like extra irradiated and mutated. They've been experimented on, or in some way, shape, or form, they've become super mutants. But they're huge hulking guys, and they are also, I think, immune to radiation, but uh, generally just very very strong melee types. Mr. Handies are like these um, drones essentially, like they're like flying robots, flying hovering robots, and there's a bunch of different varieties of Mr. Handies. But they could be like suited for any purpose. You could be like Mr. Handy, I think is like the generic like butler version, but there's also like Mr. Gutsies, which are made for like battle, and there's like nurse handies or something.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them.
There's a bunch of them, but they're just robots. And then you can obviously be a survivor. You can be a human, either from a vault or from um,
There's Vault Dweller
the
next,
wasteland.
so that wouldn't.
The helpful ones are called Mrs. Nannies.
There you go. Ms. Nannies. Not Miss Handies. That doesn't seem like it's quite the. Doesn't seem right.
Sounds like a sex joke.
Yeah, yeah. You got me there. But yeah, so I think what you choose for your race does determine your stats a little bit. Like I think you can get some bonuses and penalties to stats based on that. So if you're curious about something, we can take a look, kind of scroll through, or if you guys have an idea for what you think your characters would be. Now, I kind of want to build a little bit about the town as we're doing this too. So I was only halfway kidding, where I think it'd be funny if we set it in Baldwin, basically after the apocalypse. I think it would be pretty cool actually, because I don't think the Fallout games really go into a lot of detail about what happens in the Midwest. So it's kind of like our opportunity to fill in some of the gaps there.
Yeah, there's hardly any Baldwin in the Fallout series.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's true.
I think we can
It's
really
true.
expand upon that. Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd be nuts if there were.
yeah, it'd be pretty wild, wouldn't it? But yeah, so I thought that'd be kind of cool. Obviously, like, uh, there's. I was imagining that like pre-existing like military bases would probably still be more or less where they were in real life. So like Fort Riley and Wichita Air Force, like it was like those places would still be there. It's McConnell, I think,
Mhm.
but like those places would still exist. So there's potential for exploration and things like that there. So just yeah, it'd be cool to just be like, would imagine what would happen if Baldwin was wiped off the map by a nuclear explosion and the people came back to that same spot and tried to re-inhabit it. I assume that there's going to be a 10 city of robots or something where Topeka used to be.
Yeah, it's
Kansas
basically gonna
City's
be the same.
yeah, Kansas City already belongs to the
There's
Gould.
there's some
They,
good
they
Topeka jokes there. I don't know.
they just reopened the Frito-Lay plant and just kept it running throughout the entire apocalypse. They're just like, people want chips, man.
That would be
What are
impressive.
there's chips in the game too. I have to imagine that'd be what they'd be producing. But yeah, so that's something else to think about is like how your characters are connected to each other or how they might be connected to this city. So the idea behind um, the adventure, which is called With a Bang or a Whimper, the idea behind it is that you guys all start out in the same town and it's celebrating its 1 year anniversary. So the town's like very, very new. So you guys could be new, like newcomers to the town that are just like, oh, that's great, we found civilization. Or you could be like you helped found it and you helped like establish, um, what did I call it before? Maple City or Mapleton? No,
Yeah.
Mapleburg. I think is what I called it, but
Cracktown.
Cracktown, USA. But yeah, so that's just some ideas I'm tossing out there. But everybody would have to kind of choose an origin, really, to get started on your character. So if you guys have questions about a specific origin, or you want to just read through it a little bit, we could do that.
Um, I decided to go with the survivalist origin
Okay.
Nice.
or survivor. Sorry, survivor.
Yeah.
So in the top right of your character sheet, you can write origin as whatever you choose. So
It
Already
mixes
did.
between Wastelander and Survivor, whatever in the book. It looks like it's
yeah, so
both.
the five are Brotherhood of Steel, Ghoul, Super Mutant, Mr. Handy, Survivor, or Vault Dweller. They get more like a little bit more specific when you go to choose your starting equipment. Like you choose a more specific origin for your starting equipment. But as far as your like stat changes and stuff that you need to know now about your characters,
Mhm.
that there's no like more specific than those six. If you go to, it's kind of jumping ahead, but that way you can see where it is. It's going to be looks like page 76 is where the different like more specific things come. So like Brotherhood, you can be a Brotherhood of Steel initiate or a Brotherhood of Steel scribe. And then Mr. Handy, Mr. Nanny, Mr. Farmhand, Mr. Gutsy, uh, Mr. Handy, obviously, and then Nurse Handy, and then super mutants are either brutes or skirmishers, and vault dwellers are either vault tech residents, vault tech security, and then wastelanders, which are ghouls and survivors actually share the same here, and that's either mercenary, raider, settler, trader, or wanderer. And that's all of the different classes there. So again, that starts on page 76. You don't necessarily need to read the gear there, but if you have an idea of what your character might be, it might be worth looking through those starting equipments to like see the different types of more specific characters that you can be when we get to that. Again, that's like the last step of character creation, but it might be good to plan ahead with that.
Yeah, I think like Wastelanders, like survivors, are kind of like the most generic. Like humans would be in like a normal RPG setting, where I think you get some like extra choices with your like perks and stuff. Where it's like, whereas like if you play a super mutant, obviously you're gonna get like boosted like strength and endurance, and if you play a ghoul, like like I think you've got a couple of stat changes there too and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards. I've never been like just like the human class in anything. I've always done something different. But in this, I think it'd be good to try the Wastelander. and to be kind of more
So,
grounded with it.
Survivor, Wastelander.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I'm going Ghoul right now. Is where I'm going. I haven't quite decided on the backstory, but definitely
Have you
going
got the voice?
the Ghoul route. No, I gotta build the character and then really get them in the head before the voice comes. You know.
You gotta
Just
smoke
make
6
sure
cigars before you-
every time you come across someone that's not a ghoul, they're like a normal human. You gotta call them smooth skin.
Mhm,
It
every
does
time.
talk about it.
It's a
You may
prerequisite.
face discrimination from quote unquote smoothskins, humans who aren't ghouls, increasing the
Mhm.
difficulty or complication range of charisma tests depending on your opponent's beliefs. No, but if everybody has theirs, it's probably worth to read through the stuff. I think a block of yellow text, at least how it is for ghouls, it gives me a couple things to note. Um, so, for instance, the thing that I would need to note is survival becomes a tag skill. We haven't quite explained what like tag skills are necessarily, but you can see in the skills section on your character sheet, there's a column for tag. So if you have anything like that, you can mark it, and then if it says increase it by a certain number of ranks, you can increase that there too. Um, but what
And
I've
tag
done,
skills are actually very useful. It's
yeah,
good to
super,
have
yeah,
your tag skill be something that you really want to
yeah.
do, because it's like having a way higher crit chance, and like cool shit happens basically anytime you
Yeah.
roll a
I don't know,
success.
Brendan, do you want to explain like the general rule system of the game, or do you want me to walk through some of that, or just to kind
Or
of
I
help?
could fumble through it if
Yeah, that
neither
work.
you
Yeah.
guys
There
want
you go. Yep. That's who hasn't read the book yet. You explain the rules.
to.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Fallout is a 2d20 system, so it's a little bit different than what we're used to. Really, the only dice that you will need to play the game are d20s and d6s.
Yep.
So most of your checks are going to be based on the results of your d20 die, and a lot of times you need to hit a certain target number in order to be successful. And you can be critically successful, I believe, if you get a certain number above
You
the
want to hit
target number that you're
you
trying
want
to
to
hit.
hit below the
Or
target
is it
number.
below?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So the better
Below.
your skills are, you take like your special, so strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, or luck, along with a skill. So if I'm doing an athletics check, I would take my strength skill or my strength attribute plus my athletics skill, and that's my target number. And then I roll a set number of d20. Starts out at 2, but there's ways to make that go up or down. And then every one that rolls that number or below is a success. And different checks have different number of successes that you need to get them. And if you yeah, and then there's ways to get crits, but for tag skills, any number that rolls below that at all. So if your number ends up being 10 and you roll an 8, then it counts as a critical and counts as 2 successes. So you have a much higher chance of getting more successes with your tag skills. So definitely something to look into when we get to that point where you choose your tag skills.
Yeah, and the game kind of is a little more, I'd say, fluid than like a D&D or like a traditional RPG, because like you guys are making these checks and you're trying to kind of like pool your successes, because most of the time if you beat the number of successes that you need to get, then you guys will get action points back. In other games, I think it's called momentum, but like in this case, it's called action points. And then those action points can be used to purchase more dice. So if you get in a situation where you're like, okay, this check's going to be really hard, I don't think my character's going to succeed, you can buy more dice from it. You can also
Yeah.
buy dice even if you don't have action points, but by buying dice, you give me action points. And then I get to use action points for fun things like,
Against
oh, there's
us.
actually a third raider that shows up behind you guys. Like it comes in the door, like right after you guys enter the room to do the negotiations. Or I'm gonna make this check a little bit. I'm gonna make it a difficulty 3 check or something. Like so that maybe you guys fumble a little bit on this one and don't get the treasure that you're after. So the game just kind of fluctuates that way, but um, yeah, it's just something to think about moving forward. You still want to like spread out your skills, like you guys want to look at the overall list of things. Maybe you pick different weapons that you think your characters would use, different things that you guys would specialize in. You've got a computers guy and a medicine guy and You got, I mean, there's pilot, there's speech, there's sneak.
Yeah, do we all kind of know
Mhm.
the general like pathways that we want to go down towards?
This is gonna be Krennic's in Fallout. It's still
Okay,
gonna be
you're
his
going
speech.
you're going through that. Okay, good to know. I kind of figured everyone would go down their own like general paths, but like I'm going very specialist. Like I am very good at a couple things and then terrible at the rest.
I'm gonna do medic. I think I want to be a medic ghoul. That's my current train of thought. Is where I'm going. So
Your character's name could just be Doc.
there you go.
Doc. I'd be okay
Um,
with that.
but if we
Doc Patches.
if we everyone has their character thing down, like their origin at least, we could go to the special attributes part again, which I can read what those are. So you would start, and you might come back, and if you want me to stop talking, Brendan, let me know.
You're good.
Okay, you might come back and change these later based on like your perks that you choose. Like perks have certain requirements for certain levels, so you might come back later and want to change these. But at least to get started, you put all of your skills there at the top at 5. So strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. Set them all to be 5, and then unless your origin alters it, so make sure to read your origin. Mine doesn't necessarily, but it's good to look to make sure that yours does or does not. And then you have 5 points to spend to increase your attributes. And each point spent increases the single attribute by 1. But you can lower things down to 4. You can't lower it below 4, but you can lower something to 4 to get another point to spend back somewhere else. If anybody has any questions on what each of those is again, or how it mechanically works, I might be able to answer it. If you guys don't want to keep scrolling through the book, I have, like I said, I have 3 different tabs of the thing open right now, so I can scroll through those if you have any questions about them, like what luck does or that sort of thing. But you might set those how you think generally they're going to go, and then, like I said, if you get perks later on that you're like, oh, actually, I need a 6 in perception to take this, and I didn't put any points into it, you might come back and tweak things around. But
There's also arrays that you can use if you don't feel like doing the math on these over and over again. Like you could just be like, I want my character to be balanced, and you could do 666, 66, 55, or you can say I want to be specialized and do a 98, 555, 44, and then modify those based on your race.
I
If
went
you're
with
having
a
modifications.
more focused one.
nice.
But
Right?
one of the traits that the survivor gets, you get to choose 2 special
Mm,
attributes and increase
the
them by +1. So
yeah, the gifted.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, but that lowers your luck 1. It's got a downside to it.
The maximum number of
penalty.
points.
There we go. I see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I need to go. I don't remember what I need to do for healing, so I'm gonna go scroll through the book and find that page again. Let's see. Healing is on page 33. This on the straight here. Healing, our medicine and survival. So I want endurance.
I'm assuming we're
and
starting at level
intelligence.
1.
Yeah. I guess that's a good question. I assumed so too.
I think so. I've read several of the starter scenarios that they give you, and never mentions a level at any point. And the it actually is, it assumes there's like default characters to give out and like let everyone play as, and the default characters don't specifically say what level they are.
Nice.
The level spot on their character sheet is just blank,
That's funny.
but it seems like they're first level, like reading through their stats and stuff. So I'm just like, if they've only got 1 perk, then I'm assuming they've got to be first level. So I was like, all right, well, I will let you guys make your own first level characters, and we'll just go.
Okay, I want to do the focused, so I want to do.
But if anyone from
8.
Fallout or Modifius is listening, just label them. That's all you need to do.
6.
That's what I appreciates about you.
I think that's right. So again, I have 5 points to spend. So now I have 6. Now I have 2. Now I have 3. Wait. 8, 7, 6, 6, 5, 4, 4.
Yeah, I guess to help you guys out a little bit also, luck doesn't directly apply to any of the skills that you're going to use. Luck is more of a replacement. So if you have a higher luck score, you will get more luck points. And whenever you think it would apply, so like whenever you're doing something and you're just hoping to get lucky, you can spend a luck point and use your luck attribute instead of the skill that you would normally use. So like if you've got a really low like perception or intelligence, but then your character's in a situation where I've got to pick this lock or I've got to repair this bomb or something like, and you're just like my character wouldn't be able to do this. Like you'd have to get super lucky. You could choose in that situation to use a luck point and roll based on your luck. You would still be explosives or still be repair or science or whatever the skill would normally be, but you use your luck attribute instead of whatever it normally is. So that's just like it's some characters, like you could dump that stat and not worry about it, or you can boost that stat and you hopefully use that to cover a lot of other potential weaknesses that you could have. But all of the other stats obviously feed directly into some of the skills listed there. Like your strength skill is feeding your athletic ability and your unarmed attacks and your melee weapons, whereas you're using charisma for your bartering and your speech skills.
And wasn't it said that the higher you get on something, so like, say it's like, okay, roll for athletics,
Mhm.
and like my strength currently is set at 8. If I were to, and we'll just say I have like a 2 in athletics. If I roll a 10, does that mean that I got a 20, meaning I did bad?
No, it's you add the 2 together, so it'd be your strength plus your athletics. So your target number would be a 12, and you're trying to roll under 12, basically.
It would be 10 in that scenario, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah,
said
quick
10
math.
and 2. Okay, 8 and 2. Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, so you're trying to get under that target number, and I think in most, yeah, so like obviously like if both of your stat and your skill was 8 and your target number was 16, you're much more likely to get 1
Like
through
lower than
16 than you are to
16.
get 17, 18, 19, 20. So like the higher your stats are, the more likely you are to succeed in most situations.
Makes sense.
Um, and I think like earning your action points, I think most of the time is that like
Every
is it
time
half
you
your target
roll
number?
for a action point, to be earned, you have to roll more successes that are required.
Oh, okay.
So if it's a 1 success challenge, like something that's fairly easy, and you have 2d20 that you're rolling and both succeed, then you got 1 over the target number. So you can either hold on to that AP, and you guys, like us as players, we have a pool of a pool with a maximum amount of AP as 6 that we can save. Or on that roll, you can ask for a couple other things to happen. So you can like spend that d20, or you can spend that extra success, like make something better happen potentially, depending on the check. Um, yeah. So sometimes if it's a really easy check, you might spend some of our AP to hopefully earn even more AP. So if it's like a 0 level check, but we're really low on our AP, maybe we want to spend one. That way we're rolling 3, and then we have a chance of getting 2 more AP for only spending 1 AP to get another dice. So our AP, we always want our AP to be kind of higher than Brendan's because we want to be able to kind of like offset him for the things that he does. Um, Yeah, and I just looked it up because I couldn't remember. Yeah, if the number of successes you scored equals or beats. Oh wait, hold on. Check for success. Jesus Christ. Check for successes. Each d20 that rolls equal to or less than your target number scores one success, and any d20 that rolls a 1 is a critical success. But if it's a tag skill that you're using, then any one that rolls under that number at all, doesn't even have to equal a 1, also equals a critical success, which is just worth 2 successes essentially, which is
Okay.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And again, those rules, like the general rolling of the dice, like if that still doesn't make sense for you, and while we're talking, you want to read that, that's page 13 in the core rule book called Rolling the Dice. So let me just read this quick little example here, just so even if somebody doesn't know what's going on, they don't want to say it, that's fine. So the example is Nate needs to find out if Codsworth is okay, as he's been on his own for 200 years. His test is difficulty 1, and he must use his charisma plus speech, which is he's got a 7 in a charisma and a 2 in speech, so his target number is 9. Nate's player rolls 2d20, checking the results separately. He rolls a 5 and rolls a 19. And so, because the 5 is equal or below Nate's target number, he scores 1 success and passes the test. Codworth describes how hard it's been to try to keep the house clean for 2 centuries. ... Does that make sense?
Okay, so it's not that we are rolling against the DM, but we have a skill and we have to meet or beat
Yep,
that
yep.
skill.
Brendan will set the target, like the number of successes. And sometimes there are opposed
Okay.
checks where you're like attacking someone or doing something against someone, and they roll to set the difficulty basically. So they roll and get 3 successes. So now the difficulty is 3. So now you roll against that.
Right, but like say like an insight, it's not like insight rolling against deception type of thing.
Right. Yeah. No, not usually not. Sometimes there's like opposing skills. So one of the cool things about this game is if you have a really bad skill, but you're like you as like a person like me are like very or not me in specific, but like we're very persuasive. We might be able to convince Brendan to let us use a different skill. Like, I don't think that my medic would actually use repair in this situation. I think he'd probably actually use intelligence or use science. Excuse me. So you can like try to like argue which skill you're using along with which perk.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's kind of a if you can role play your way into making it seem like that skill is the one you would actually use, you might be able to get lucky with that. So
I think it's
that's
the
kind
other
of
way
cool.
around,
Tell me,
isn't
we
it?
can just
Can't
use
you-
bullshitting.
What'd you say, Brendan?
Isn't it the other way around? Like it's going to be an athletics check, but like you theoretically could use your endurance because you're running for a long period of time. Like it's the attribute that you can change, right?
I think it's
I don't think
both.
it's like the skill itself. Is it both? Okay, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I'd have to actually look and see what it says,
But yeah, like I mean, it's like like saying my character is sneaking, but he wants to climb over the side of the building. Is it okay if I use my strength score for this because I'm literally going to physically climb over something? And they're like, yeah, that sounds awesome. Let's do that.
Yeah.
The difficulty score is still 2, so you still have to roll 2 successes or whatever, like whatever it has to be. So like, and because you guys are starting off on a beginner quest, like some of the difficulties might be low, I think initially, so you guys can build up some AP and kind of see how that works.
Yep.
And then I think it probably gets more difficult towards the end, where you guys are gonna have to spend it to be able to succeed on the quest.
I just found the page. So the skill list on your character sheet lists a default attribute associated with each skill. Some tests may prescribe a default attribute plus skill combination to work out your target number, but at the GM's discretion, you can suggest a different combination. You might use intelligence plus small guns to identify the make of a weapon, or strength plus medicine to pop a dislocated shoulder back into place. You can always suggest alternative attribute plus skill combinations for the target number, but your GM has the final say.
Right.
And then it also gives some test difficulty examples. So like a 0 difficulty might be like gathering rumors around the settlement. A 1 would be like shooting a target at close range, picking a simple lock. A 2 difficulty would be like breaking down a reinforced door or treating an injury. A 3 might be identifying an unknown poison or deactivating a robot from behind. A 4 might be hacking a complex computer or disarming a landmine. And a 5 might be convincing an enemy to stand down, shooting a target at long range on a stormy night, or shooting a target at long range on a stormy night. And again, you always just start with 2d20. So like that's the most successes you get. So you might have to buy more, or hopefully try to use one of your tag skills to get 2 successes. So But yeah, with that skills, we could probably move on to those skills now if people are ready, which is step 3 in character creation. Okay. So next, you choose 3 skills to be your tag skills. And again, tag skills are the most important skills to your character and represent specific areas of expertise and knowledge that your character possesses. Your origin may grant you an additional tag skill. When using a tag skill, you score a critical success on any die which rolls equal to or under the skill's rank. Each of your tag skills begins at rank 2. Every other skill begins at rank 0. So if you guys want to go through and put all of your ranks at rank 0 to start with, is probably the easiest thing to do, or at least that's how I like to organize things. And then go through and pick, again, 3 tag skills plus any that maybe your character sheet lists. So mine, for instance, lists as a ghoul, survival as a tag skill. So I'm going to mark that and just automatically bump it up 2. And then you may buy ranks and other skills. You have a total number of skill points equal to 9 plus your intelligence. And each skill point may be spent to buy 1 rank in any skill. During character creation, you cannot increase any skill to a rank above 3 unless you're creating a character of level 3 or above. And skills have a maximum rank of 6, and you cannot increase a skill rank above 6 by any means. So, first thing to do is choose your 3 tag skills.
Done.
Done.
These are quick. Let's see.
Well, I've been at this point for probably about 15 to 20 minutes at this. Well, not 20
He's
minutes,
ready.
but
That's fair. Let's see. Do I have any?
Yeah,
So what?
I'm with you.
it's
I'm already in
it's at
part.
least been the easy things so far. My question that I had about it was how do we I don't understand the math to level them up. Is it like it is in Witcher where you
Nope.
have to
You
spend
just
points?
1 point goes up to 1 point. So if to 2 to 3
So
is
on
1
the 3 of
point.
them
3
we're
to 4.
just doing one? Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, yeah. So for the 3 that you choose, they automatically go to rank 2 without you having to spend any points.
Gotcha.
But then, like, they begin at rank 2. So all of your tag skills begin at rank 2. And then once you've chosen all your tag skills and you have 2 points in all of them, then you have 9 plus your intelligence, more points to spend on everything, but nothing can go above rank 3 at character creation.
So we already
9
have our
plus
tagged ones
intelligence, so I've
at
got
2.
At 2.
So we
you
can
could-
only put those up to a 3,
correct.
even though
Yep.
our tag. Okay, what's this about them going up to 6? What was that?
That's like if we when we level up in game, like they can never go above a 6 in general.
Okay.
And 1 point just increases it to whatever next level it is.
Yep. 1 point for 1 point. Yep.
Okay, so we've got 11 now.
I don't even know.
Hey everyone, let's metagame and talk about what we want to put our
Yeah, so
skills into.
I so far have a tag skill like by default in survival, and then I'm putting one in medicine, obviously, and then I also have one in science. I think I'm also going to put my last one in repair because I have an 8 intelligence, so my guy's looking to be the smarty pants
Okay.
here.
Yeah, I have a 7 intelligence, and I
Nice.
also chose repair.
Okay. Okay. Let me make sure there's not anything else intelligence related. I don't really think there is. I guess I also have.
I mean, my biggest skill is not intelligence, so I can pick something other than repair if you want to be the repair guy.
Yeah, I mean, with mine being at an 8 already, like it might not be bad. Like I maybe don't mark it. You could still put some points into it probably pretty easily. With you having a 7, you're gonna have
Sure, but it
16
doesn't need to
points
be
to
my
put.
tag skill.
Doesn't need to be a tag necessarily. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm saying for my manga, so I'm gonna go speech again. So my tag is speech, barter, and small guns
Okay.
because I
Cool.
like small guns and shooting stuff, talking and shooting.
I went with explosives, melee weapons, and pilot.
Nice.
Sick. Cool.
Okay, so you're going perception heavy, right, Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I've got my perception up to a 10. So I've maxed that bad boy up.
Nice.
I
But-
have it as a 7, but my strength is my highest at 8. So
Okay. Yeah. My headcanon for this character is that he's an old man.
All right.
I'm gonna be playing an elderly individual. So
Hell
my
yeah.
strength, endurance, and my charisma, because I'm gonna be crouchety, are all 4.
Hell yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, I got a pretty good perception, intelligent, and I kept my agility up, just so that I'm not,
You can dodge. Yeah, agility kind of helps with like dodging and stuff like that. Also sneaking, so that's fun. Okay, so now I have again 9 plus your intelligence. By 1 rank in a skill, can't go above 3. Okay, so I have 9. So I have 17.
Trying to remember what flamers are categorized. Are they energy weapons or are they big guns?
It's a good question.
I believe they're heavy weapons.
Not search this PDF. Oh. One thing we didn't talk about, I guess, was 20s in this game are bad. A natural 20 is a complication.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Makes the game harder.
I chose heavy-handed for my other trait on Survivor, which
Okay.
deals additional damage, but if it gives a complication on a 19 or 20 rather
Okay.
than just a 20. So
Yep.
but that's the risk I'm willing to take.
That's fair.
A little bit tougher to do the math here afterwards. Want to make sure I did everything right. So I had 2 for free, and then 2, 4, 6. So I had 8 for
I went
free.
with lockpick instead of repair. So
Nice.
I
I put 1 point into. I put 1 point into a lot of things. So
yeah. Fair enough.
Austin's worried I'm gonna have to make him roll checks for himself.
I figure it's not
I mean,
bad to have a little bit in some things.
There are certainly situations where, I mean, you won't necessarily just get to be like, okay, obviously our best character for computers gets to do this. It's like, like if you're going to try and disable a robot in the middle of battle or something, then it's just like, I'm fighting him, like somebody do something.
Let's actually move some of these around a little bit. Okay, cool. I am done with mine. Don't want to push anybody though. Ready for the next step when other people are. You guys might take a second and save your PDFs with changes.
With your changes. It's saying that already exists.
Yeah, you just want to override whatever or name it something else.
Okay. No, I'm just gonna add a number to it each time so I know how many times I've saved it. That seems like the rational thing to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that none of the origins give you any energy weapons. They're all like pipe weapons. Is that just because energy weapons you have to find them later in the game, or I just have to buy
Probably. I
those with
don't
the
know.
caps.
Yeah, I don't know how the progression on the equipment works, to be completely honest, yet, or what it
Okay.
looks like as far as I haven't read any of the adventures, so I don't know how the looting works with that either, to be also fair.
Yeah, I think you're probably more likely to get energy weapons if you did Brotherhood of Steel as a background.
Okay.
That'd be my guess, but I don't know without looking at all of them. It's also interesting. One of the critiques I've already seen about this game PDF is that they're like setting everything basically in Fallout 4 and the Boston Commonwealth, and then and there's not a synth background that you can take. Like synths are a huge part of
Yeah.
the game. Like, why would
There's
you let
a
your characters use
there's
synths?
so
I
much
guess
like
you could, you just wouldn't know
errata.
you're a synth.
Yeah, there you go. There's so much errata too that people have just made for the game and like added to
Yeah,
it,
that's true.
like homebrew stuff. So it's probably out there somewhere. I don't know how much development they actually put into this game after they released it, to be fair.
Yeah, it looks like Brotherhood of Steel scribes and initiates both get laser pistols.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Let's see. What am I
and
getting from being a wanderer?
Vault Tech guys get 10mm pistols. And Wastelanders get just different stuff based on whether you're a mercenary, a raider, or a settler, or a trader, or a wanderer.
Yeah. Look through all
Um,
those. Those look like just pipe weapons.
it looks like mostly pipe weapons. Oh, and
If people, want to keep scrolling, I'm sure people have already started looking. But the next thing is to choose your first perk, and those start on page 59. You do want to look at the requirements for those. When a perk says that the level requirement increases by X, it means that you can take the perk through character creation or advancement. The level requirement to take the next rank increases each time by the number of levels stated. So, example, if you take the Life Giver perk at level 5, you must be level to 10 to take the second rank of that, and level 15 to take the third rank of that. But that's only if by the requirements it has like a plus to it. So, Adamantian Skeleton has 3 ranks to it. You have to have Endurance 7 to get the first one, and then it says level 1 plus. So, to get the next one, you have to have Endurance level 8, and to get the final one, you have to have Endurance level 9.
So for the one for Barbarian as level 4 plus, that means I have to get to level 4 to get the next rank? Or is it
Yeah, 4 plus that. So the requirement yeah, I don't think you can take that one.
I didn't think I passed over it because I thought it was like I had to be level 4 to
Yeah, you have to have
get
level
it.
4
Or
to
higher.
4 to start, and then like if you wanted it a second time, you'd have to have your strength at a well, no, I guess I don't understand how those
It only
work.
has one rank.
Oh, it only has one rank.
Oh,
Okay, that
okay.
makes sense. Yeah,
It doesn't increase. You can only take that perk one time.
one time. Yep.
It
So
just
there are some
Gotcha.
perks like Aqua Boy and Aqua Girl is like the very first perk. Well, not the very first, but it's on that page.
Mhm.
It has 2 ranks and it's level 1 plus, so you can take it at first level and then you can take it again at second level if you want.
Is
But
that what it
there's
is? Or
other
I think you have to
perks.
have. Does your endurance have to go up?
I don't think so.
No. Okay.
I think your level has to increase by that
Okay, it's
number.
just your level,
But
not your
there's
level
like
in the
another
rank. Okay.
yeah, there's like
Okay.
like Blacksmith is level 2 plus, so you could take it for the first time at second level, but then you have to wait till 4th level to get it again, and you have to take the last one at 6th level or higher. So it's just kind of keeping people from being able to like completely scale throughout the whole game, or like making you scale over time instead of like because blacksmith
Yeah.
is like the number of the stuff that you could build on the workbench. So you
Mhm.
can't just like take blacksmith and be at level 3 and be able to build like in-game melee weapons.
And so this might be the time too where you go back and adjust your special things if you see something that you want and you want to adjust something around to get it.
Yeah, I would look at the like the 2 like special attributes that you put the highest, and then look specifically for perks that benefit those characters.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah,
you
I
if
did
you
that.
if your
Yeah.
if your strength is high, like look for a melee perk here because there's probably a pretty cool one that'll get you more damage or whatever. I think if you picked the survivor background, you get to choose 2 traits or 1 trait and an additional perk. So everybody gets 1 perk at first level, but then I think if you took that, the wasteland or the survivor background,
Yeah.
you could also potentially get an additional perk if you only chose 1 trait. Traits are pretty
Yep.
cool. Perks are also cool. So
I did that. I
Okay.
chose just one of those. I chose the gifted, and then I did another perk.
yeah, gifted is cool too. I think
Yeah.
there's usually a perk that lets you increase your special stats. Is it just called special?
Yeah, yeah, that's in the Wastelander too.
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah, I think there's
Gonna be
usually
rank
one.
10 for that though.
Okay. Yeah, that lets you just boost some of your stats.
Oh, the perk special requires rank 10?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense.
Oh, okay. If you guys are curious, I took Demolition Expert and
Nice.
Meltdown.
I,
So I'm-
crazy as it is, took medic. There was one that was like a more
What did you get?
healing based. Yeah, there's healer. But I didn't like that one as much as I liked medic, so I went with medic. I just when I try to treat an injury, I get to re-roll one of my d20s. So, but I just copied that in, so the name and the rank, and then just copied in the effects straight from the book into the thing. So, but there's a bunch there, so definitely look through them.
Yeah, they're cool. I was bummed. Like all the games have Junktown like mentioned in a bunch of like the newspapers and stuff. And when I was looking through all the Fallout lore and stuff, they said Junction City was like Junktown, and I originally thought that it was Junktown. And I was like, this entire time I've been playing this game, and they've been referencing Junction City as Junktown. I was like, that's amazing. And then I like read it again, and I was like, oh no, it's just okay, it's just like Junktown. Still funny though.
But you would think like a crossroad city like that would have just a bunch of junk from a bunch
Oh
of
yeah.
different
Well,
places.
that's I think they're like it's it's kind of just built out of scraps and stuff. Like it is
Mm.
still a city in the Fallout universe, and they're just like similar to Junktown. But I think Junktown is like the one that they're referencing in the game is in California somewhere, because that's where a lot of the first Fallout games take place.
Anybody else decided a skill or a perk rather? Curiosity.
I went with Slayer.
Nice. What does Slayer do?
When you inflict any damage with an unarmed attack or melee weapon, you may spend 1 luck point to immediately inflict a critical hit and therefore an injury on the location hit.
Hell yeah, that's dope.
That's pretty dope. Yeah, I like the D6 system that they got.
Yeah.
1 and 2
Yeah,
is just
and-
like regular damage, 1 and 2, and then what is it? 3 and 4 do nothing, like they're just blank. And then you get your crits with 5 and 6. It's interesting.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the 2d20, like number of successes and rolling under the number and stuff too.
Cool. Yeah,
It's a very similar
It's all
system
just
to
different.
Dune. It's actually like almost the same exact
Mm.
system as Dune. So
It's built by the same people.
yeah, exactly.
They just modified it to fit the Fallout universe.
As for perks, the perk I chose was Smooth Talker.
Nice.
When you make a barter speech test, you can, as part of an opposed test, you can re-roll the d20. So if I fail it, I can just re-roll it.
Nice. That's cool. Sick. Well, that's
Yeah, that's
everybody's.
kind of like what you had in Starfinder, where you
Yeah.
have like that immediate success.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
Yeah. Okay, so the next one is going to be your derived stats. So these are all just math. So the first one's going to be your carry weight, and your carry weight is in the very bottom left of the second page. It's going to show your current carry weight and your maximum carry weight. So your current, you can just put 0 for now, but your max carry weight is going to be 150 plus your strength times 10. So if you have a 4, it's going to be 150 plus 40. And that's in pounds. So That's how much you can carry. And then the next one is going to be your damage resistances. So your resistance to different types of damage is determined by your equipment and your perks, but at base you're going to have a 0 in everything. So your physical damage resistance is 0 for all of them, but they might be increased by your armor you wear or perks you select, or like in my case, ghouls are immune to radiation, so I have unlimited DR for that. So that's going to be up on the middle section of the top page. You can see and it has your different regions. So head, left arm, right arm, torso, left leg, right leg. And there's 3 different spots there that have your DR. So physical DR, radiation DR, and energy DR. So if you guys want to just for now at least put 0s in all of those, or you just leave them blank. And if you're immune to anything, I don't know if any of you guys are. I don't think everybody else is just a human, right? Of some sort.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so I'm gonna just put X's in mine that are unlimited. So, okay. I'm double checking that. Okay, cool. All right. Man, I was on the wrong damn page. That's okay. And then, so your defense statistic is the basic difficulty of any attack made against you. It's based on your agility attribute. So if your agility attribute is 8 or less, your defense is 1. And if it's 9 or higher, it's 2. So that's going to be top middle of the page. So, and that'll be adjusted by the gear and stuff that you're wearing too eventually. So at a base, I think probably all of us are a 1. Did anybody end up with a 2 agility? Or a 2 defense, excuse me?
No.
Nope, not me.
Nice. Yeah, that's fair. That's pretty tough to get above that. So, your initiative is going to be your perception plus your agility together. So it's going to be perception plus agility.
My initiative's gonna be high as shit. That's awesome.
Wait. 11. And your health points are going to be maximum health point total at first level is equal to your endurance plus your luck. And that's going to be just below your initiative. You're going to have your max HP and your current AP. So hopefully both those are the same right now. None of us have taken damage. And then lastly, your melee damage. Your melee damage lists any bonus damage you do with melee weapons or unarmed attacks due to having a high strength attribute. So if your strength is 6 or less, you have no bonus. If it's 7 to 8, you get a +1. 9 to 10 is a +2, and somehow if you have 11, which none of us should, is going to be a +3.
I think super mutants can go to 12.
That's fair. That makes sense. So I'm going to have a 0. So again, less than 6 is a 0, 7 to 8 is 1, 9 to 10 is 2, and 11 plus is 3. Remember, I don't know where your luck points are set. Brendan, do you know that off the top? I can't remember where that is. That's probably.
I think it matches your luck score unless you're a certain character, but I could be wrong.
Okay, that's fair. It's gonna say it right here, maybe.
It could be if you scroll back up to where luck is.
Yeah. No, I think there's probably a whole chapter on luck. our whole area on
maybe.
like it's all over the book. So, okay, so that's our calculated stuff. Now we're jumping into page 6, which is choosing your equipment. So you're gonna want to choose one of those presets, and you can look through that and add that at the bottom half of your page, or at the bottom of the first page. You can put your weapons. And for now, when you're just looking through the actual sets, I would just write down the name, and then you can go further into the book and find all of the different columns that are in the character sheet for that. And then on the second page, there's a section specifically for ammo and a section specifically for gear. So you should be able to fill that all out based on the section that you choose. So again, Wastelander is a ghoul or a survivor. Like it took me a while to figure that out. I kept looking for the word ghoul and couldn't find it. So, and I haven't quite decided what my guy's going to be. Although I'm pretty sure, I'm going to be a settler. I'm just going to keep talking out loud. And I think my idea, I know Brendan talked about like the city, is I kind of think I want to be maybe not one of the original people that worked in the town that we're in Mapleton, but I think he came along and like they didn't have a medic, and so he was like, yeah, I can do that, I guess. Very lackluster about it, but I think that's what he did. He's not a very charismatic guy. He's only got a 4 there, so
Like Jack from Lost.
there you go. Okay, so I assume that tough clothing is actually going to be my armor, but I'm going to write it down in gear for now before I go look that up. So, tough clothing, 1 melee weapon from the following: switchblade, pipe wrench, rolling pin, knuckles. Okay, that's going to go in weapon. And based on the gear that you get, you might also want to go back and change your skills around to match better what kind of gear you're going to get and stuff. So I don't think there should be a problem doing that. Get a pipe gun. With ammo being 6. And if you ever see a symbol like the little Fallout guy, little Pit Boy's head, that's how they signify a D6. So if it says like 3 of those, that's just
his name is Vault Boy.
Vault Boy,
Vault Boy.
Yeah, thank
Pit
you.
Boy is what you wear on your arm.
Yeah, you're right. Good call. Actually, I don't think that's right, Dalton. You might want to look up that one.
Does anyone see where the Survivor origin is?
Survivor is going to be Wastelander, so it's page
Is it going to
79.
be Wastelander?
Yeah,
okay.
at the top. Yeah, characters will select either Ghoul or Survival Origins. May select from one of the following equipment packs. It did take me a while to find it, but yeah, it's Wastelander. Okay, 2 rolls on the random food table. Okay. I like that.
We might have some pork and beans or some
202. All right. So roll some die. All right, my first D20 on the random food table is a 5 and a 14, which is 19. Instamash. Okay. Instamash. And my second is going to be 12 and 6, which is 18. Pork and beans.
Indeed. Oh shit. I have an automatic pistol.
Nice.
Okay. All right. 2 rolls on that. 1 personal trinket. And the personal trinkets are going to be found on page 80. So they do have a mechanical thing in the game, but they're all going to be the same. I think it's like a way for you to like kind of center yourself and kind of like not go insane, that sort of thing. So I think it says that you can just choose any of those that you think fit with your character's backstory better, or there's 20 of them, so you can just roll on it and see what it is and help that. build your backstory if you don't already have it. So, for instance, I am not creative, so I'm gonna roll.
And you said that the Vault Boy things were a D6, so like if it's 10 plus 5, Vault Boy, that's 5. Roll 5d6, add
Yep.
10 to it, right? Okay.
Well, no, if it says 10. Are you looking at your ammo?
Yeah, it's 10
So you have
plus 5.
10.
And,
You have 10 You have 10 bullets that do plus 5d6 damage.
well, no, I'm looking at my equipment.
Yep. A
I'm
pipe
still
gun
on
with
that.
10 plus 5d6 rounds of 38 caliber ammunition. Yeah, so that's you have 10 of those bullets. You have 10 38 caliber ammunition, and the type of bullets that they are is plus 5d6 rounds of .38 caliber. Like I got 38 caliber that only does plus 3d6 as opposed to 5d6. But I only get 6 of them. You get 10 of them because you have to
Okay.
really keep track of your ammunition. So because bullets are rare for the most part. So yeah, there's a separate column in the ammo for quantity, so you can put the 10 there.
Yeah, I know that. It just
Okay.
the way it's written is confusing.
Yeah, there's like supposed to be a little bit of a space there after it, so it doesn't look like you're adding the two numbers together, but it's it definitely could be written better. Okay, I got what did I say? I got a 7, so I have. I'm not even gonna say what I got. And then your caps go at the top left of the second page too, if you guys didn't see that.
So all the equipment that we start with, where do I find like how much it weighs? Because I'm seeing pounds.
Yep. So, let me. It's gonna be farther on in the book where you can see all that. So, so the last thing is you also get some items based on what your tag skills are. So your tag skills mark out your character's area of expertise, and those skills you rely on most to make your way in the world, and thus you're likely to have the tools to reflect that. For each tag skill you selected during character creation, gain the items listed in the table below. Some have choices, so make sure that you add all of that gear too, which is pretty cool. But then yeah, the equipment is gonna be. Let me find where. Go back to the front of the book. No bookmarks. Come on, you could load.
Question: I want to make sure that there's nothing against this. For my tag skill of melee weapon, it says a machete or a baseball bat. One of my things that I could get was a melee weapon, including a machete or baseball bat or tire iron. Is there anything against me getting the baseball bat as well as the machete based off the two different things?
Sounds like you get both.
I don't see why not.
You're just like Casey Jones
Yeah.
in the wasteland. Man, that's fucking rad.
I mean, a lot of the armor has the hockey masks on it, right?
Yeah, skull and crossbones, bro.
So it looks like the gun, like the first page for equipment, Dalton starts on page 95, and it shows small guns there, and then you just continue to scroll down to look through all the other stuff. Equipment actually starts on page 84, though.
It looks like we could like buy ammunition. Like right as we start, we just go to a store. Because if we start with caps and shit, it makes sense that you just roleplay that at the beginning.
Oh yeah, gotta get whatever you need for the quest.
Right? It's like, oh, I have a new mission. I obviously need to prepare. It's the sensible thing to do.
I'm going to purchase 15 bottle cap mines.
What's the Fallout equivalent of Bitcoin? Do we have that? Or we just
I
back
think it's
to the
just
old
credit
system?
cards.
Yeah, I
Oh.
don't know if Bitcoin exists.
It's your word.
Yeah.
They were still heavily dependent on paper money.
Mm.
So I don't think they had that kind of stuff.
Just caps.
Caps.
Caps all day, baby.
Look at all this stuff I have. So much gear.
Yeah, just for your information, I've been trying to build a Mr. Gutsy as you guys are building all of your characters.
Nice. How's that been going?
There's a lot of stuff.
My God, my survival grants me 2 purified water and 1 iguana on a stick.
It's a big ass
So
stick.
awesome. That's so cool. I don't know what standard plating means though.
Okay, cool. All right, I think I have all my gear. Now I just need to go through and find all of that gear and give it its actual stats. Fun. Okay, pipe gun. Okay, so the skill for pipe gun is small guns. Do I have that as a tag skill? I do not. TN. We decided what TN is.
Target number, I think.
Oh, okay, yeah. I wonder why. Wonder what it's asking for. That's weird. Okay. Damage rating is 3. Damage effects are none. Type. Damage type is physical. Fizz. Rate is 2. Sorry, I'm talking a lot. I need to do that though. Range is close. Quality. Close. Quarter. And unreliable. That's good.
I'm gonna put a hair trigger on my pipe gun, just to make it more unstable.
There you go.
Just a quivering old man with this like hairline trigger on his finger, wobbling about. It's a hair trigger. We all
You're
know.
the fucking, I don't know if
And
anybody's
still.
You're what's TK Baja from the beginning of Borderlands, the first Borderlands. He's like the old
yes.
blind man with the
Yeah,
cool
the old
shotgun.
blind man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had a hairline trigger on that shotgun for
Yeah,
sure.
he did. Facts.
Man, that's a fun game. What a fun way to like make that game.
Yeah,
Borderlands really changed shit, bro.
it's good stuff. Okay, so that's
That's
my
that's another one we probably could look up. I bet there's a Borderlands game
Probably.
Oh.
somewhere. That would be
Tiny
kind of
Tina.
wild, actually. Doing all the
Essentially
inventory
what
management
Tiny
stuff.
Tina is. Tiny
Yeah.
Tina is just like a role-playing game put into a
So
Yeah.
good.
different kind of aesthetic.
I haven't played Tiny Tina's yet.
It's good. I mean, I've only played a little bit of it, but what I've played was a lot of fun. Okay. Keep on scrolling. I guess I can show that on stream. Me scrolling through the book. Energy weapons, big guns, minigun, melee weapons. Here we
The fact
go.
that you can't search this PDF is absolutely killing me.
Wait, does Control F not work? As for me,
What?
just Control F anything. You can highlight anything, it can search it. It's just really fucking slow doing it, but it does it.
It's not doing it at all.
Can you highlight the text on the PDF that you're looking at?
Yeah.
Like it looks like it's, that's weird, yeah. I'm not searching anything because it's slow, but yeah, I just searched Ghoul and got up to 28 instances before I killed it. Okay. Melee. Weapon. So I don't know what this TN is. Do I have a tag skill in melee weapons? Let's see. Nope. Okay. Damage 2. Effect.
Where do we find the skill associated with the weapons?
It should be the second. Are you? So you got to go to the equipment page and start scrolling through the
I'm in
equipment and
there.
find them. It should be the second column, like my next to my switchblade it says melee weapon, and next to my pipe gun it said small guns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
it's good.
didn't understand that.
Yeah, all good.
Oh, I guess it is working, Austin. It's just really extremely fucking slow.
I'm telling you, man, it's bad. I don't know what is wrong with it. I tried to open it in Adobe and like optimize it and everything, but I could not. There's no rate. The range is it's melee, so that's obvious. Quality concealed. And weight is 1. Cool. All right, those are my weapons. God, there's so much stuff. Okay.
Also, if you use tab to get through the PDF, it really fucks up.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's poor design on that. I tried that too. A couple of places, excuse me, a couple of places it does work, but whoever filled or set up the fillable PDF did not set that tag correctly to jump between the things. Okay, I'm gonna start Control F8. Unfortunately, it's gonna take a minute.
Do you see what equipment I get for my tag skills? Which tag skills I picked? Snake.
Looks like clothing and outfits start on page 124. If anybody's looking for that. Okay, so I'm wearing my tough clothing, which gives me arms, legs, and torso, so everything but head. 1 damage resistance everywhere. Okay, cool.
Awesome. Are you saying like for small guns it says 6 plus 3 fallouts or the Vault Boys? Like,
So
I
what
would
does it
roll for that, right?
What does it
For, like,
say?
for ammo. 6 plus 3 Vault Boy
So
additional shots
that's
of ammo.
I think that's the amount of damage that it does.
That can't be right.
Why do you say that?
What? You think the bullets do an additional 3d6 damage?
I think that's the damage of the gun, isn't it? You saying that it might be the total
I'm
number
thinking
of
that you roll
bullets.
for the number of bullets.
That's what I was saying
Oh,
originally.
I thought you were
Austin, and
saying,
you were
Schmitty,
saying
that. Well, my bad, Schmitty. I thought you were saying that you thought that the bullets did 10d6 damage. Not
no.
that-
I was asking if that was the starting amount of bullets.
Okay. That I mean that could be it.
Like
It's
if you
weird to
scroll
me
down
that
specifically to like it says of ammo of a type that you already have. Like and like 10 millimeter bullets fit in all of the guns that do 10 millimeter damage. Like you don't find individual.
oh, does yours?
bullets for
Mine
a
was like
specific gun.
I don't know. It said 10, and then like a space, and then plus 3d6. Like
Okay, here
38 caliber.
we can compare. So, I have the damage for the 10 millimeter pistol on here. I'm going back to the starting, which is way the fuck back there.
Which again, if you scroll on the left hand side, it works a little bit better. You just can't read anything, but like that is a helpful tip.
Okay, Wastelander.
The number of bullets that could make more sense.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. So what I was saying was correct.
Okay, my bad.
Because
Yeah,
it
I
is
just
10
misunderstood.
plus 5 Vault Boy rounds of ammunition for the chosen ranged weapon. Because it could be, I could choose from a 44 pistol, a 10 millimeter automatic pistol, hunting rifle, bolt action, pipe gun.
Okay.
None
That's
of
4
those are going to
different
have the
sizes of
same
ammo.
amount of damage. So,
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
it's
makes
4
sense.
different
Yeah.
sizes of ammo.
dang
I
it,
had-
Austin.
Well, yeah. I thought you were saying it did 10d6 damage, and I'm like, no, that's not right.
That's not
Yeah,
what I was saying at all.
Yeah,
No,
that's
no, that would not make sense either. So 6 plus 3d6. That's kind of fun. Do some rolling.
okay.
So I've got 7, 8, 14 10mm rounds.
And I was only saying that I have to scroll way far because I was already into the melee section.
That's fair. Yeah, no, that's why I have 3 different, or now I have 4 different versions of the rule book up. So instead of scrolling, I can just jump between tabs.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of trying to do.
Yeah. Okay, so my tough clothing is 1/1, 0 radiation. Doesn't matter because I'm immune to radiation already, but it only covers my arms, legs, and torso. And I guess it has a weight of 3. Okay. Cool.
I love that they have armor for dogs in this.
Yeah, one of the
One
can
of the
take the
perks that you can
perk
take
Yeah,
is
you
dog
got
is
meat.
dog
that,
armor.
is that
I did
Doesn't need
see
armor.
that and I thought about it.
animal friend. It is cool. I think it makes a lot of sense when you're playing Fallout by yourself to have a companion. But
Mhm.
I think in this, like your friends are kind of your companions. It'd be a lot to have. If everybody
Never.
also got dogs.
We all took dog meat.
That'd be fucking nuts.
Just have a pack of wild dogs with us too.
I mean, it
Yeah,
could be a
we're like
thing.
Stark children. We all just have wolves.
There
Just
are,
bring them with us.
I think, east of, like in like eastern like Missouri area. I think it's like the Beast Lords or something. Like they control animals and things like that. Like I think it's probably something that they would do.
I know that Denver is considered like dog town. It's like run by fucking dogs because there's so many fucking dogs in Denver.
That's
Like literally, you can't go to Denver without getting attacked by fucking just endless amounts of dogs.
My character's done. Other than a name, I gotta come up with a name. Oh, and I need to put in
Jackson Storm.
I guess I don't know how much food weighs or how much at these. I guess I need to look these things up for their weight. Although I really don't think I need to because I really don't think I'm anywhere close to my being overweight. Nor will I ever get that much weight on me. But
So one of the things for like my starting gear was leather armor. And I have found leather armor, but it only shows mods. It doesn't say what the actual armor of just plain leather armor is. I'm not seeing it.
I think it's page. Let me see if leather armor's here. It's not. It's leather armor, not road leathers. I see road leathers, but I don't see leather. Because page 124 has all of the different clothings listed. That's where mine was.
So I get tough clothing, but it says a leather armor chest piece or
Okay.
a leather armor arm and leather armor leg. Your choice as to which arm and leg.
Interesting. I wonder if. Yeah. I don't know. Let me control F.
I'm open another tab.
Let's do it here.
So many tabs. Watch my computer crash.
Poor Chrome.
Just trying to open up a 400. Yeah. Well, I mean, Chrome's the resource hog. It's Chrome's fault that it's bad.
I don't know if that's true. I think it's just
Yeah.
poorly optimized PDF. You might be able to do things a little faster in like Adobe, but I still think it's just bad everywhere. Okay, 20 instances. Okay, I see what you're seeing. Oh, I 130, Schmitty. Page 130 has a leather armor section and has the different chest piece, leg, arm, all of that set there. Actually, yeah, it has chest piece or leg or
Okay, there
arm.
we are.
Okay, cool.
1 and then 2 on energy resistance, 0 on radiation.
Okay, so in addition, I'm going to read about the luck points here while people are looking up stuff. So in addition to being one of your attributes, your luck also provides luck points that can be used to that you can spend to shift the odds in your favor in a number of different ways. When you start each quest with a number of luck points equal to your luck attribute, so at the beginning they're equal to each other. You can spend luck points to do one of the following options, both during freeform play or on your turn in combat. And so the first one is luck of the draw. So you can spend a luck point to introduce a helpful fact or detail about the situation you're in. Something that you would be lucky to encounter, you could just find just the right items or just the right kind of ammo while you're scavenging, find a key to a locked door or a clue to a computer password. The game master may prompt you with an opportunity to do this, or he may suggest when it could happen. But they can't veto your suggestions or ask you to spend multiple luck points to make it happen. So that's luck of the draw. And there's also stacked deck. So you may spend 1 point of luck before you attempt a skill test, and then you can use your luck instead of the default attribute used for the test to determine your target number. Obviously, this is only really has a benefit if your luck is higher than the attribute it's replacing. And then lucky timing. So in a combat encounter at the start of any round or immediately after any other character or creature has acted, you may spend 1 luck to interrupt the normal initiative order and take your turn for this round immediately. This counts as your normal turn. It simply allows you to act earlier, and you cannot do it if you have already taken a turn this round. So that's your luck points. I don't know what I'm going to name my guy. I do like there's just Doc, but that's just too easy, you know?
You could call him Professor or something else instead that's not directly.
Or something that doesn't make any sense at all.
Like
Doom legs.
Doom.
I'm just scrolling through a list of pre-made ghoul
They
names.
call me Pony Boy.
Ferret. Squint.
Ass.
Salamander.
What up? My name is Ass.
This one's Pine Guzzler. Crazy beard, but I don't have any facial hair. Bruised monkey. Merciless
and then
weasel.
every time somebody asks you about it, you're just like, "What? Did my beard fall off?"
Chameleon. Ugzut. Jod.
Quackers.
Armadillo. Monster.
With bones.
The pus belly.
It's true. You could be both. Then you'd be referencing Star Trek and the fact that you're cool. Damn it, Jim! I'm a doctor, not a physicist.
Bones would be a good one because, like,
I have it.
it's a ghoul, so.
I know what his name is. I have it. I have
Short for bag of.
But I'll wait
Bag
till
of bones.
I'll wait till we do. I don't know if we're gonna do like a final. If anybody wants to like talk about their character final or
Reveal
what.
the character in whole.
Yeah.
Like have a
Final
big
fight
finale.
between the 4
Yeah,
characters. And only the person
it's
that
a cage
survives
match.
gets to be the lone wanderer.
Don't forget to download your saved version. So you should have your DR filled out at the top again to now that you know what your armor gives you. I don't know what the HP. I'll have to look that up. I don't know what HP is for each body part,
Yeah.
or if that's the HP of the gear. I'll have to see if I can figure that out.
I believe I have my guy set.
Nice.
If you want, I'll go first. Talk about my guy. I'm not gonna
I
reveal too much.
I do have a quick question. Does armor stack? So like I've got the tough clothing that does like +1 physical and energy resistance, and then my leather armor does 1 and 2. So does that mean where that overlaps, it goes to 2 and 3?
I don't know,
Fuck
but
shit stacks.
I will look it up while people are talking.
I just now realized that armor is specific to specific body. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, you know my boy's gonna have a hood or cowl.
Armor can be worn
That's
over
just what
clothing, but not over outfits. If wearing armor over clothing, which provides damage resistance, use the higher damage resistance of each type from the clothing and armor.
So it
Does not-
doesn't stack, it just takes whatever is higher.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks that way.
Okay,
Sturdy and
then
heavy
I
versions
will
of most types
move
of
that
armor also
back.
listed, providing greater protection, but being rare, more expensive, and heavier. Yeah, looks like it does not stack.
Fuck shit stack. Shit stack.
I think that's probably the idea with the mods is instead of it stacking, you just add mods to make it better, maybe, is my only guess.
Yeah.
Where did we get luck points from? What was that?
Right now, it'll
from?
just be your luck. So whatever your luck is, how many luck points you have.
Okay.
Unless your background makes you lose luck for any reason.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
believe so.
I think that's just the gifted trait for humans. Maximum number of luck points is one fewer than your luck attribute. So you always start out with one less.
It's like you've already used your luck every time we start.
Unlucky fuck.
And the cost on items, clothing, weapons, whatnot, that's bottle caps, right?
Yep,
Or the
everything's capped.
caps. Okay.
Want to know a fun little history of Fallout on why they use bottle caps?
Sure.
Because
money
in
doesn't- Go ahead,
pre-war
sorry.
America, there was a Nuka-Cola machine on almost every fucking street corner, and so bottle caps were just littering the fucking streets. And whenever post-war came around, they were trying to find stuff to make a commodity of to be able to buy stuff with, and bottle caps were the most commodity.
Nice.
We'll do it.
Just like real life.
Them pre-war Americans loved their fucking soft drinks,
Nuka-Colas.
ice cold.
Go over your character, Dalton.
Yeah. Yeah. So I chose Vault Dweller. Because almost every traditional Fallout game except for New Vegas, starts with you in a vault, and then you leave that vault and then start your adventure. And I really liked the thought of me as a person going into a new Fallout game for myself, doing it the more traditional way of coming out of a vault and then starting my adventure. So I'm a Vault Dweller. My name is Barry Vildenhorn.
Love it.
Oh, and the Vault
And
17 Vildenhorns. Okay.
nope. A different one. And then I
Nobody
chose
confused me,
my main tag skills are barter, speech, and small guns. So I'm gonna be more of a talker, and then use more of the small guns, not the heavy stuff. Pretty average in all of my stats. Most of like my special stats are all mainly 5s and 6s, and then my only 7 is charisma. Not too much. Oh, and then whenever I was in the vault, I was technically a part of the security program, so I got Vault Tech security helmet and armor as well.
Mm.
Oh
Nice.
yeah.
over my Vault-Tec suit. So yeah, not too much.
Did you get a
And then I
Pip-Boy?
do have a Pip-Boy, but I didn't. I was still trying to find it in the actual thing, because I think because like when I found it in the items, it just said see the description. So I've been trying to find where the actual just straight up
Did it
Pip-Boy
say
thing.
was what you had to look? Was it specifically a Pip-Boy? Oh yeah, yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah. That's not super helpful.
Yeah,
Is it?
it does have a mechanical thing. I can't remember what it was, but I remember looking it up. So it does.
it was the. I remember from what we said,
Oh yeah,
it
you were
helped
there
in
when we looked it up.
combat. For technically because I had VATS or some shit, and it helped.
Yeah, you
God,
could
I don't remember the
you
specifics.
can
It was
I
something
think
in
you get like
combat.
a -1 to target a specific location, like -1 challenge rating to target a specific location.
So yeah, that's what it was. Usually, whenever you try to specifically
So
target a location, it minuses the point. But because I have the Pip-Boy, it takes away that negative, so I don't have that negative,
Yeah.
opposed to everybody else.
Yeah. So normally, one of you guys attacking an enemy, like I want to hit their head, and specifically, it makes the difficulty one higher. So you have to get one more success on your guys' rolls. But because you have the Pip-Boy and you have bats, then you don't have to. It is not one higher for you. You can always just target a specific body part.
Bada boom. Straight to the
And
head
then
every
you,
time.
yeah.
But yeah, I do have like a vault backstory, but I kind of want to save that for when we're in character.
Yeah.
So.
All good.
But that is me. That is Barry Wildenhorn. And I chose that name because that was the name I went with on my Fallout 76 character. Because if you remember, Austin, whenever we started 76, we technically did that like those the beta tests.
Yep.
And whenever we went through the beta test, we got to like level 20 something, and then the actual game came out. And whenever the game came out, all of the trophies to get to level 20 were technically like I couldn't get them because my character was already past level 20. So I had to create a new character that didn't re-go through all that to get the trophies because I was platinum hunting.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, whenever I started my second character, my character's name was Barry Wildenhorn, and I just kind of kept it.
Oh yeah.
I kind of liked it. So
Will you write that down in? I'll make the layouts for the game too. So if you want to write that down in the Wasteland General, and then we don't have to do it right now. But if people want to try to either find images online or Brendan's mid journey automatically renewed, so he might be able to help you make a character portrait too.
It's true.
Um, I might just renew my mid journey too, to be honest. Though I was already thinking about things I wanted today. So, but yeah, okay, yeah, I can go second. So my guy is a ghoul, and his name is Bummer. And
bummer.
his name is Bummer because he has a 4 charisma. So he's kind of just like he just kind of exists. He's got an intelligence. His highest skill is intelligence of 8 and an endurance of 7. His tag skills are medicine, survival, repair, and science. So he's pretty hardy. He's a survivalist. He can do it all to not die. And then he's kind of like the town medic is how I imagined him. Um, and then yeah, I took the medic perk, so I'm a little bit better at first aid. But yep, that is Bummer the Ghoul.
Real bummer.
Yep.
How old are you?
It's an interesting question because ghouls are just like old.
Can be
You're gonna live
hundreds
forever,
of years
kid.
old.
Yeah. You age at a much decreased rate, and you're probably older than your unmutated companions. You may have even survived the Great War of 2077, but you're sterile. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm thinking he's like a middle-aged ghoul, but I don't know what that actually entails or looks like yet. I'll have to decide. So I don't think there's really old ghouls. You don't really get old. You just get feral.
No,
So
ghouls are ghouls.
yeah,
There's no
You could
real
have been
age
old when you
difference between
became a
them.
ghoul, though.
that's fair, I suppose.
It's true. I feel like at that point, then you wouldn't have lasted 200 years if you were from before the war.
Yeah,
Like the becoming a zombie essentially affects all ghouls. It's just a matter of time.
yeah. But yeah, that's
But
Bummer.
Kansas City is Gravestown, right? It's
It
Ghoul
is.
Central.
It would make sense for
You just moseyed on down the highway.
Uh huh. Could have. Maybe he did. To be determined.
TBD.
Dylan, Schmitty? Anything you want?
Yeah, I'm I'm trying to think of a name. I might just I might have to come back to it. But I got everything else. But yeah. So unknown, some wanderer, some old man who looks he's in
Old.
like a what was it? The drifter outfit. And so it's kind of just like a hide trench coat and I wanted to give him a cowl, but I don't know. It's an optional hood on his head.
Okay.
But he's got the eyes of a wanderer, and so he's seen, across the lands. So my perception is my big skill, and he's pretty intelligent, pretty agile because he's small. But he could not lift, the door if it fell on him, and his endurance is just as bad. And he's crotchety. He's kind of just like the old man on the porch with his volatile laser gun.
Played by Viggo Mortensen for the 2009 movie The Road.
There you go.
Ooh, Aragon himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's like old man Batman.
There you go. You're just old man Batman.
Kind of perfect, actually.
Yeah, I've already lived my legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I'll find it. I'll find a appropriate name for him to top it all off with.
Vigo. Just go with Vigo.
There
That'd
you
be
go.
awesome. That'd be so cool.
That's not bad.
I'm like not even, that'd be such a good name. Not even a last name, just straight up just Vigo.
Oh, it's become.
That entirely up to you, but that would be
You
fucking
call
cool as
yourself
shit.
Strider.
Striker.
Strider.
Or Swiper. Swiper, no swiping.
Oh.
Or just
Yeah.
Dan.
Just Dan.
Tom.
The name's Mark.
What is your name, fair wanderer? Dan. Oh,
No, Dan.
All right, Dan.
that was anticlimactic, Dan.
I'm just passing through.
Well, howdy.
Hey, that's how you get to become an old man in the wasteland. You're just really nice to everyone. Gotta know your manners.
Man in the wasteland. Or stay secluded, know how to hunt.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I've just been in a cave for 50 years, just eating mushrooms and
Living in a
eating bugs.
van down by the river.
Exactly.
It's old man Dan's van.
Berries. Old man Dan had a van. I blew
Jesus
that
Christ,
shit
what
up
just
too.
happened?
If you ever go by old man Dan's van, you got to leave him a can.
Can.
That's the
Shit.
toll.
Leave him some shoes. Leave him some Vans.
Oh, no.
Or hell, I bet he could use some pans.
Boy, this just keeps on going, doesn't it?
You know what, Austin?
No, no.
I don't
no.
like
You know,
sand.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. If you live in a van, you have enough time to go out in the sun and get a good tan.
I hate you so much.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
That is a plan.
We'll go hang out with Stan.
Oh, Jesus fucking wept.
Stan and Dan.
Schmitty, your character,
Jesus wept.
if you want.
Jesus ran.
Jesus wept.
Yeah. So I also don't have a name yet, but my character is a survivor.
Nice.
He is a mercenary, basically just he I kind of picture him as one of those like what you see now, or like those the hardcore war vets who do all the doomsday prepping. Like that's what his family was, and that's how he was raised. So he was raised really tough and knows how to fight, stuff like that. So he's a mercenary. And
What up?
yeah, since I don't know a whole lot about the Fallout universe, I don't really know much more. But he usually walks around with a baseball bat over the shoulder and a machete swinging from his hip.
That's some Negan energy. I'm into it.
I was gonna say, does he have barbed wire on the baseball bat?
There's probably a
Wee-oo,
mod for
wee-oo.
that.
Oh yeah, there definitely is.
Barbed wire mod. Sick.
That sounds like quite the crew.
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be cool to kind of see how the game plays. Because I've scrolled through it a little bit, but it'll be interesting. See what you guys choose to do.
When everybody does come up with their name, if they want to put it in the chat, I will make the
What was everybody's backgrounds then?
Twitch
We
overlay.
said we've
Ghoul,
got
uh,
mercenary.
Ghoul, two
Wanderer.
survivors, and a vault dweller. Or their origins, at least.
Okay. Oh yeah, we got a vault dweller and we got a mercenary, and then what was your background, Austin? What was your
It was settler.
settler?
Yep.
And then Dylan, what was your background? You
Wanderer.
okay? So kind of ran the whole gamut on that one. That's all of the choices.
That we be.
Oh no, we don't have a raider. Or no.
Oh,
That's fine.
I
We
have an
fight another
idea
rating.
for my character name.
Schmitty Werman
Shoot.
Iron Man Jensen. Yes, he was number one. Honestly, do it.
I thought you were gonna say something else that sounded rhymed with Raxnar, and I was just like, oh god. My character's name is Radtar. Oh no.
Uh-oh. Hell yeah. That's dope. I'm into it. Brendan, did you have any other questions for us or things that you wanted to ask us about the city? I know you wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a list of things that we could go over. It's just like some questions that you could answer about the settlement. First one is, what is the name of the settlement? I still like the idea of it being post-apocalyptic Baldwin.
Yeah,
But
let's
if
do
you
it.
think it would be called something other than Mapleburg or Mapleton, or
Let's do Mapleton. I like that.
could be Maple City. Schmitty's character's name is Ramnar.
You just have to
Nice.
change
Got-
your
I got Raxnar, I got Ragnar, and now I'm gonna be Ramnar.
yeah, you got to change your Discord
The-
name to have another slash in it.
Hell yeah.
But then it talks about like what do you think are the like what kind of goods did the settlement produce? Like what do you think is Baldwin's purpose in the post-apocalyptic world?
It's probably not crack.
Oh yeah, you right. You
Probably
right.
not
Heroin.
Not crack.
Let's see.
Got that smack.
What would Baldwin? So we have a
Wheat.
railway.
Good railway.
I
Good old
wonder.
transportation town.
I don't know much about Baldwin, but I
That's
do
fair.
know that I almost moved there.
It's Edgerton. I mean, it's just farther away.
Yeah.
Edgerton.
The more you don't know, the better.
You don't know the better.
Baldwin is not bad at all. So
It's awful.
it's really not. Comparatively.
Comparatively to Eudora, we always said Baldwin sucked, but you know.
Typical rivalry. Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I don't know. I don't know what kind of goods.
Yeah, I mean,
would
the idea is
produce.
like why would people stop?
Well, so
here?
there's a decent sized lake just to the northeast, the Douglas County Fishing Lake. So maybe some sort of water based.
Could it be more of like a central area for people making food, whether it be fishing, growing what
Yeah, it's Kansas. We
animals
got
they
farmlands
can?
and stuff. Yeah.
Maybe it's just kind of a
Agriculture?
central hub. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
agricultural hub.
agriculture. Yeah, I like
Okay.
that.
All right, so it's a little agriculture.
It's got
as a
the
community.
what are the two-headed cows called? Bremen?
Ramen?
Ramen.
Yeah.
Ramen.
Mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Yep.
Someone's been playing Minecraft.
Yep. Okay. So it's an agricultural community. So what kind of groups or factions would have settled in the settlement? I mean, we know that there's ghouls in Kansas City,
Yeah.
and what used
So
to be Kansas City.
settler ghouls maybe coming.
Yeah,
That's what
probably.
I'm like coming in, and then
So
it's close enough to Lawrence that maybe there's some raider presence. I'm thinking, like
Well, and also raiders could also be people from Kansas City that
kind of come through.
aren't, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
people that aren't ghouls or something, but just kind of living on the outskirts. But since it was a major population hub,
I'm
it
gonna
probably would
send a
have a lot.
link. I'm gonna send a link to a Fallout universe map. It's the one I was talking about in the chat a few days ago.
yeah.
And it's really cool. It just gives a lot of sick information, and it's like Google Docs, so you can just like zoom in and look at like different areas, and it has all sorts of information for you.
Is be cool.
Sweet.
Yeah, so to like western, like most of central Kansas, I think in western Kansas, like there's a couple of Brotherhood of Steel bases that kind of cover some of that territory.
Is Gravestone's in DeSoto?
It's supposed to be
I
like
think it's probably like supposed to be Kansas City. It's just relatively like okay, it's kind of in here.
Okay, that's
also
cool.
Austin doesn't recognize suburbs, so he doesn't.
It may not be like
Guys,
shot for
I'm
shot. This is
not
the exact location.
I'm not wrong on that. Just so we're clear.
You don't
Yeah, that's
think
fair.
you
They
are,
might have
but
just dropped it
that's
in.
fine.
Overland Park is not Kansas City. Neither is Olathe. They are their own
Okay.
cities. They have city
Hey,
borders.
it's just a bunch of ghoul cults.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Um,
That's what the Kansas City area was meant to be.
The bunker that's not too far, is that the vaults that people were in?
No, there's not.
No, those are
many
like
vaults on
military
this map.
installations.
Okay, and
Like
those
Yeah,
are
the bunkers, like
specifically called vaults?
yeah.
yeah, like
Okay,
you'll
cool, cool.
see if you go to like a little bit to the south in the top of Texas, you'll see Vault like 39.
Okay, top of Texas. Let's zoom out a little bit.
Yeah, it's the
Oh, okay,
vaults.
okay.
A lot of the vaults that are I like identified and named were in one of the games, so they're like
Mhm.
around the game areas. So they're in like California or New York or Boston
Mm-hmm.
like
Gotcha,
areas.
gotcha.
So technically there are like over 200 volts or something. So it's like is it
Gotcha.
exactly 200 volts? I don't remember. But there's a bunch of volts and there's a ton that aren't named, and it's implied that there are volts in the Midwest, but just like we don't know specifically where they were.
I like the idea of it being
It
Baldwin being like a
says
stop between Gravestone and Bunker Delta. Like that's kind of cool, right?
it
That
says
they
there's only 122 vaults, 122 known vaults, and only 17 of them were actually supposed to do what they said they were going to do, which was store people and help humanity.
Can someone who has the ability pin this message so that it's easier to find? And
The map?
I very much like having a map when available to kind of have an idea of
visualizing.
where going.
Nice.
Yep, it's pinned. So
Sweet.
yeah, you guys are right in between a few different cool things. There are raiders called Reavers, like up in Nebraska, like that's that whole like dark circle area.
Mhm.
And then Gamarin's army was an army of super mutants that the Brotherhood of Steel I think managed to break in the plot of one of the games. I don't remember which one it is, but like
Oh Jesus!
but yeah, there's an army of super mutants, and I believe one of the Brotherhood of Steel members like killed their leader and then took over. So there's like supposedly like super mutants that are like led, like I don't know if it's in secret or if he converted to their ideologies or whatever. But there's a group of super mutants like led by a Brotherhood of Steel member in that area, like south of where you guys are gonna, right south of where you guys are at. So there's probably potential that like Baldwin is kind of a dangerous area to be in, maybe.
Yeah, I
But
like
like
the
it
idea of
maybe
it like
this
being like forced to grow stuff for maybe one of the surviving factions around it or whatever. Like it's an agricultural center that grows for them. They don't attack us because then we wouldn't grow food and that sort of thing.
Mhm.
yeah, it's
Very
probably also like small enough that it's not like on the radar for a lot of things.
yeah. That's why like
So,
maybe
like-
like smaller factions from like the Lawrence area, like maybe put more pressure on. It's like we're a smaller cog in the chain type of thing.
Yeah, and we got to remember, like
Link
looking
in
at
the
this
chain.
map,
Another
like,
brick in the
there's
wall kind of chain. Yeah.
a
Yeah.
ton of cities and like areas that are populated.
Yeah.
But like we're talking about a much less densely populated. So like there may not be
Oh yeah.
anything like civilized between like like between Topeka and Kansas City, other than like this Baldwin, like this Mapleton, like that may be the only place that you could stop and actually find civilized people
I'm
for
into
like
it.
hundreds of miles. But yeah, it's cool. So yeah, I mean I like that. I like it. It's kind of like I feel like it's probably in a good enough like spot in between the Brotherhood of Steel and the Super Mutants, where there's like kind of an uneasy peace kind of brokered there, and you may, like you said, you may bribe both sides with like food and stuff that you guys produce to like stay neutral in it. Just be like,
Yeah.
I mean, like we
Take
don't
this
want any
food and
trouble.
go away, please.
Hmm. That's cool. And then, like I said, like Gravestone is part of Kansas City area, and then I think there's like the ruins of like the city itself also served for a base, I think, for the Super Mutants at one time. So it's probably been partially like rebuilt into kind of a fortress. So yeah, it's very cool. What else?
I figured out my my character.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna send it in the chat.
You said it again.
Loom.
Loom.
That's crazy.
Nice.
That's a really good character design. I'm glad you came up with that on your own.
That's crazy.
Portrait. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Loom. Okay, I like it.
You drew it.
Almost looks like a real person. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No, it's actually AI generated.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I spent like
that's
200
nuts,
tokens
man.
just making that.
That's
Took me a while,
crazy.
but it was worth it.
You can tell that it's AI generated because there's no hands in that photo.
Right, right. Actually said no hands, which at first it just like, oh, hands and nose. Like, no, come on, dude.
No, 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 no,
I
no,
had
no.
to.
No.
Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Another thing we could talk about, if you guys wanted to, is like what capacity each of you guys serve in the city. Like I said, we've got mercenaries and vault dwellers and people of all kinds. So like what's your relationship with the city itself? Like, are you guys just now visiting? I would imagine there's probably some of both.
I live there. I am part of the settler community, kind of more of a loner. But I'm the town medic. Like that's what I do.
I'm usually if I'm not under a bridge or something, or at the train depot or wherever's popping, I'm not at Loom's mom's house. If she's out for bingo, I'll probably just be
Bingo.
at an inn or a bar.
Or not actually, never mind.
Since I'm a mercenary and we are kind of in an area that's in between, I would say that I probably have like a shop, like set up shop somewhere in Baldwin, and if I don't happen to be on a job, then that's where I will be, and that's where people can come and find me and give me jobs and stuff like that. So, but I would probably be gone for longer periods of time.
Okay. Did you get everybody's characters' names, Austin?
Schmitty, are you going with Ramnar? Actually, I don't care. I'm just making sure.
No,
Okay.
I'll think on it.
Okay,
but
that's
no,
fine.
that's not what I.
Dalton,
actually
if you
go
could type out your guy's name, that'd be dope.
I did.
Yeah, I see yours, Dylan. Yeah, you're good.
that'd be
Trying
dope.
to find a good picture.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
Is there
Yeah,
any way I can get like an old medieval like claymore sword? Is that somewhere in a rock that I can
I
I
think
can
there
pull
are
out?
swords. I don't know, like in the
Yeah, I'm
game.
sure.
I mean, I've got a
It-
machete, so
Yeah, I think I'm sure there's actual swords.
Yeah, I saw them. There definitely is. But whether or not you could find one, I think is maybe more what Dylan's asking.
Yeah. And I don't even need to wield it really. I just want to have one just on my person. I think it just look better aesthetically.
that's
Uh,
fair.
oh gosh, what
Oh,
was I gonna
that's
say?
dope.
You guys is like trinkets. I think like you can you can purchase or you can select an item that is
Good
just like
horn.
has value only to you. And if you want your thing to be a medieval sword, like I have no problem with that. Like if you see
It's
he like found
unwieldable.
it, he like well he went over to the ruins of Bonner Springs and they used to have a festival there, every year, where people would dress
Oh
up in
my God.
costumes and make prop replicas of medieval weapons and things like that. So maybe you found one that spoke to you, or maybe some weird guy standing in the corner explained to you what it was after you're just like, I'm pretty sure that's from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, you remember that movie? That was great.
Deja vu. We lived that.
We've lived this experience. I was just like, we
Um,
were at Ren Fair, and I'm just like, I'm pretty sure this is like Aragorn's sword, and this guy was like, that is oh gosh, I can't even think of the name of the sword. He's like, I can't think of it. He's like the Flame of the West. Like he just goes into the whole like monologue.
Yeah.
He's just like, it's the blade that was reforged. And I was like, it's that sword. I
okay.
see.
Yeah, it's the
Thank
king's
you.
sword.
It's the king's sword.
I did find the thing on trinkets, by the way. So personal trinkets also allow your character to regain luck points once per
It was Narsil, by
quest.
the way. Shards of Narsil.
That's what
Okay.
it is.
Once per quest outside of combat, your character can spend a few moments looking at their trinket, thinking about what it means to them. When you do, you regain 1 luck point. And then regaining luck in general is you start your quest with the number of luck points equal to luck attribute. Once you spent points, it can't be used until the game master refreshes them when you reach a milestone in your quest or when you start a new quest. When they are refreshed, you get all your luck points back, no matter how many you've spent. And you can't ever have any more luck points than your luck attribute. So you basically get your luck back by staring at your thing and remembering what it means to you.
So I realized I didn't see my character's reason for being here. It seems everybody else is from the town. So, and I kind of was already leaning toward this. I'm gonna think
In the
that
town.
I'm just coming from the west. So I'm just arriving in the town when all this is happening.
And the cool thing about your backstory is that, like as a vault dweller, you get to determine, like, kind of what vault you're from, what the atmosphere was
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, and also how long
I
you've been
got it.
outside of the vault.
I know. I already know all of it. Like I said, like I got it all planned out.
Yeah.
I just want to be in character whenever we're doing all of it.
Yeah,
So
no, that's fine.
y'all are kind of figuring it out at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Getting some good ideas of what your characters might look like. That's cool.
So Brendan,
I'm gonna AI
did you
play with
say
it. So
ooh
You're
for
gonna
your
play with it?
character?
yeah, definitely,
It's a good idea.
definitely gonna do an AI generated character for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, the cool thing is basically here. Are we going with Mapleton? Does that sound the best to everybody?
I'm into it.
Yeah, works for me.
Okay. It's similar to Megaton, so it feels like we're starting off a true Fallout adventure.
Sure.
So Mapleton was created 1 year ago by the activation of a Garden of Eden creation kit.
Ooh.
So basically, it's a powerful item that was activated that kind of like refertilized the soil and removed some of that extraneous radiation and like
That's why we're an
turned it into
agriculture hub. That makes
a
sense.
green paradise. Yeah, so like it's perfect for a settlement. So yeah, you guys kind of determined that it's a farming town. Like it's like
Okay,
people.
wait, hold on. Knowing that,
What?
can I change my backstory?
Sure.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it was created from a fucking Gek kit. So, like, technically in the lore, Geks were sent out to vaults and then after that they used them after the war so that they could create an area out of nothing. So like I wonder, it might be breaking lore a little bit. Like if I had a Gek kit in my vault, and then essentially took it out, and then I brought it here, and then started it, and then left or some shit, and then I was just now coming back.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's cool.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
Throwing that out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would make you kind of like a local celebrity, probably, unless you
Or
think you would
myth.
have done it secretly. Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
And we'll let
I
you
just
play
know.
with that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can
Let's
think about
think
that a
about
little
that.
bit. Yeah. So basically, they're celebrating like their first Founders Day. It's been 1 year since the city of Mapleton was established, and so like the settlement has a mayor. His name is Jesse Pettigrew. And he's kind of like assembling a team of people to investigate. There's been a little break-in at a residential farm that belongs to an old ghoul couple named Joseph and Teresa. So, like the rest of the settlement's gonna kind of be like occupied, like celebrating this first annual Founders Day celebration, and the mayor's just picking like hand selected some folks from around town who he thinks can look into this kind of discreetly so we can figure out like who broke into this farm and what they're doing and why they're trying to ruin our first Founders Day festival.
Gang.
So that's kind of the motivation behind what's going on. And I would imagine like, like we've kind of already established there might be a couple of reasons. Like he might have called in Schmitty's character as like a local mercenary, as like strong arm, and he's like he might talk to our
Bummer.
resident doctor here. Yeah, Bummer. You might talk to Bummer because you might know the ghouls personally, or you may want a doctor to help out. And he's trusting. Um, he's trusting. I'm trying to look up his name. He's trusting Loom to be capable of being discreet, whatever you guys find, and also mildly suspicious that he could be responsible for what happened. He's just like, if I stick you on this, he's like maybe you'll turn up with some of the goods that we lost, and then of course if Barry's coming back into town, like if like he might call in Barry to do this as well. So you guys are kind of the crew. You're the guys to go to here. So you're gonna kind of investigate what's going on, and like you said, um, you guys should have all started with some caps. And I hope you guys have like a little bit of ammunition with whatever weapons that you guys have, or melee items. Those are useful too when bullets run out. Um, but cool. Um, so if you guys need to buy anything, you'll have time, to go to the shopkeeper and maybe give him a reason or two for why you guys need extra ammo or whatever you might want. Um, but yeah, I mean that'll be cool. You guys kind of get together. You may not. You may like those of you guys that like work around town probably know of each other. You may have quasi working relationships, or you might be good friends. Like it's kind of up to you guys. Um, but stuff to think on a little bit.
I feel like everybody in town would know Doc.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, everyone kind of has to know Doc.
Hmm.
It's like one of the first 3 stops. Go to the sheriff. You see who's in charge. You go to the general store, get some shit,
Mhm.
and then you go to the doctor to fix your shit.
Bummer.
Right.
He doesn't give you any.
Correct.
He doesn't give you any candy when you leave.
Mm,
Too bad.
ain't got
That's
that
a real bummer.
bedside manner.
It is a real bummer. That's my name.
I'll try not
Gotta
to
get that
bloom.
voice down, Doug. Gotta get that raspy voice.
We'll see. We'll see. I have a smooth.
You
skin
chose
tone.
this life. Now you gotta commit.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. Cool.
Watch
All right.
watch some videos. Watch some Fallout
Yeah, I
videos
do. I probably
about
should.
ghouls. Listen to the voice.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to end the stream there at the very least. Thanks for hanging out,
A good
guys.
spot,
Character
yeah.
creation session 0. Catch you next time.
Yee.
Did you have anybody